What is up, guys? We are back at it. A few days even. Just a few days removed from conquering Mississippi, and here we are on Askiy Ridge, taking out another map. This time, we need the beaver, the caribou, and the bison off of this map, and we can finally put these snow maps in the books. Jesus Christ. I go to bed with a migraine after staring at these things pretty much every night. The amount of pain you go through just to hunt Askiy Ridge and Medved is crazy. But we're starting the week off going for the bison. We're actually running the river now, or heading down toward the river. And we run across our first trophy, and it is a level 5 pronghorn. So we're going to go ahead and take this guy out. And for you guys who don't know, or I mean, most of you know, but since Askiy Ridge came out and they redid the pronghorn, I swear they make diamond all the time now. I see 5s pretty much in every multiplayer server. I see even a lot of 4s that probably would make it. But this was like one of 4 or 5 that I got over the course of hunting these bison down here. And the beaver. I even run this for the beaver because there's a whole little crew of beavers on this side of the map. So let's, all right, move all the way over here because he's kind of looking away from us. I don't want to miss lung. But this has been the nice thing. Now, toward the end of the week, when we switch to caribou, there is nothing else to hunt. So that's going to be shitty. But right now, getting to go toward this river and seeing species besides my target species is kind of nice. It gives me something else to do. All right, right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He didn't go anywhere. And I refuse to accept that the Quest Reaper is not the best class 3. I mean, I've even taken down caribou with it. It is a very reliable gun, even for the bigger species toward the end of its what it's ethical for. But let's see. I'm telling you guys, every 5 nowadays makes diamond. We did get vital blood, and he is a diamond. Let's go. First trophy of the week. Not what we're looking for, but we will take it. It is definitely going to be the first of many pronghorn for the week. But let's go ahead and keep running this river and see if we don't find us that woodland bison. So almost on cue, we're out here looking for the woodland bison on these lakes. And of course, I come across another level 5 pronghorn. Where's he at? There he is. And I'm telling you, they're all over the place now. Back when they were just on Silver Ridge, I kind of struggled with these guys. But let's make sure we get a good shot. But since Askiy Ridge came out, it's kind of a game changer. There we go. That was a good shot. Kind of the same way I used to struggle with mountain hare when they were just on Reventuli because they were all over the place. But nowadays, with Scotland out, I have basically every rare and 1 diamond of the mountain hare. Right? The map completely changed the whole dynamic of them being a difficult diamond. And with pronghorn, like, they are basically just gimme diamonds. You can just find them all over the place. And we did get vital blood. He didn't go too far then. Nope, here's our guy. And you made diamond as well. I'm telling you, I don't know that it's possible that 5s can troll anymore. I've seen so many 4s make it. I don't think it's possible for 5s to troll. But, all right, can we finally stop getting distracted by pronghorn and find us that woodland bison so we can finally make some progress on this map? All right, so a little more background. Like, I've said this before, but every species left is left for a reason. And with the gray fox, obviously, you know, they're spread out. They're on 2 of the worst maps. They hunted later in the day. When it comes to the bison, the woodland bison, it's kind of a 2-pronged problem. I guess 3 even, if you want to really break it down a little further. Number 1, they will troll. I've had, I think, 3 trolls so far. And, I mean, that's always really demoralizing. And they'll especially come into play later with the caribou, I can assure you of that. But number 2 is just the map it's on. I don't like Askiy Ridge. Because of my mule deer grind, yeah, they're already fleeing, of course. But because of my mule deer grind, I'm just kind of burnt out on this map as a whole. And then you add the fact that where they're at on Askiy Ridge, besides these little lakes, which are just, you know, dotted all along the map, they're drink on the river. And it's so hard to get a clean shot on that river. And even if you do, you then have to find a way to cross the river if you're shooting across. And so I think all of that has contributed to this being the last really big game species that we need in Diamond. But right up here is where we're actually going to see our first ever Diamond woodland bison. It's actually 2 of the zones. Right now I'm on my wife's map, but I really wish I was on my own, because this is one of the zones that I use for my mule deer grind. So I have a tent there already, but we'll make our way over here slowly. The other thing, and you'll see this with the caribou too, basically everything that's bad about the bison hunts, you can apply to the caribou, and then apply like 7 or 8 other things that make it annoying. But the other thing that you'll find, all of these species, with the exception like the beaver, get spooked by the wolves. The wolves make all of them flee. So a lot of times, especially with the caribou, as soon as you're running up on your zone, you'll see them already fleeing. And then a couple seconds later, you'll see a pack of wolves that are like in the stalking phase or whatever, the stalking state. And it kind of just blows you up because, I mean, what do? You're going to reset time. You're in multiplayer, so you can't main menu to get them into a, you know, calm, regular state anymore. So it's super annoying dealing with any predator like that, but especially the wolves. But our guys should be right up here, because somehow they were not spooked by the same wolf pack that spooked our first group. Right there. And let's go ahead and get the binoculars out. You see how thick this is? And this is the problem with Askiy Ridge. Even on these smaller lakes, they're way better than the river, but even on these smaller lakes, they're kind of, you're going to get a lot of foliage around it. And these bigger species also, there's just a wall of meat. You know, they'll all bunch up together, and a lot of times you end up hitting the wrong animal. But this guy, I mean, is coming off of a poster card. You could not ask for a better shot than this guy right here. He wants to come to the lodge at this point. So let's fulfill that last wish. We definitely got a good shot there. Let's go. And I say these guys troll. I think what I really mean is they just don't give out trophies that much. I've hunted them pretty hard. I've been trolled twice, but no rares except for one that came on primetime trophies. But that was a piebald female, so take that for what it's worth. And other than that, this is our first ever male trophy. And probably be one of very few, because after this, I'm not going to be hunting Askiy Ridge much. But you are the first step. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. The first step to getting done with Askiy Ridge is complete. First ever diamond wood bison is now coming home to the lodge. I mean, look at that. He could not have made that a easier shot for us. He wanted to come home. He wanted to help me out, and we greatly appreciate this dude. But all right, let's go ahead, and there's no reason to swap maps. I'm just going to go ahead and run back down to the river and see if we can find us our first ever diamond beaver. So kind of like the bison, we talked about this earlier, but kind of like with the bison, when you hunt beaver, you do get this advantage of they're in these really, really hot zones, these swampy parts that are so full of different species, you're probably going to accumulate a fair amount of non-beaver trophies while looking for beaver. So down here, you'll see trophy whitetail, pronghorn, moose, etc., you know? And that does help a lot because I'll be honest with you, the beaver populations are not big. All right, that's one of the reasons they're still left. They don't drink. They're not huge populations. And then on top of all of that, right, you're shooting them from on top of the water. So that's kind of why they're still on this list. You know, the bison, I just don't like the map. That's the brass tacks for the bison, you know. But when it comes to the beaver, there are a lot more legitimate reasons as to why these guys are still on the list. But as we make our way down here, we're actually going to come across our first trophy while looking for beavers. And just, you know, spoiler alert, this is not actually going to be a diamond beaver. But this will kind of show you an example of what I mean. When you're hunting for beaver, you'll see all kinds of stuff down here. So we're on the, is this the eastern part of the map? Which is one of like the 4 places you can hunt. Now, in reality, this is not my favorite place to go for beaver. My favorite is on the, how do I explain this? The eastern part of the map, but a little further north. And then the area right below it. So the river kind of runs back up toward the north part of the map. And all those little swampy areas there, to me, those are the best parts of the map if you want to hunt beaver. Because this one right here is kind of hard to navigate. But there it is, our first trophy when going for the beaver. Of course, it's not a beaver, but it is a decent sized moose. He may troll me. I'm not going to lie to you. He could troll me. We'll find out. I don't know moose well enough to say what's a troll rack and what's not. I have a ton of moose diamonds, but I don't guess I'm, you know, paid enough attention to just look at a rack and tell if it makes diamond or not. It looks pretty big. He did make diamond. Let's go. Surprise trophy. What a shot. What a shot. There's something very satisfying about, you know, just straight up heart, not liver, not lung, just heart shot and nothing else. But let's get back and see if we can find what we're actually looking for here. So it finally happened, guys. We've been hopping multiplayer for about 2 days now. Just pretty much hitting our main 2 hot zones anytime we got control of a multiplayer. And it finally happened. Not there. But it is in that group. And I'm going to be honest, this is going to be one of those where you guys are going to have to bear with me. I'm definitely not messing this shot up. We're going to end up kind of sneaking around. Also, if you guys didn't know, there's a mission when it comes to beavers on Askiy Ridge where you have to shoot one with a bow. Good luck with that shit. I tried that over and over again, and I actually ended up getting like 3 of them bunched together and just kind of aimed in their direction and hit one of them. But man, did that suck trying to finally put a fucking beaver down with a bow is nuts. But where is this dude? I would prefer it if we can get them up on the shore. I would prefer not to try to hunt them in the water. Because that's where I've been messing up shots on these beavers. Nope. It is kind of heading back toward there. It looks like they're all kind of heading back toward the shore, so that may work to our advantage, to be honest with you. If she'll go over there, I'm not taking, I don't want to take this shot because shooting them in the water is just going to be a perfect way to mess them up. She's just got to scoot over there with the rest of them. Because when they're in the water, they're bad about ducking down. They're bad about, you know, I don't know what the, you know, hitbox is for the water. A pixel off, and all of a sudden you're just splashing the water in front of them. So this would be much easier if she would move over there with the rest of them. But we are super close to them now. It looks like she may be headed over there. Looks like it. Yeah, that shot right there that guy's giving me, you got to give me something similar. You gotta give me something similar. There we go. Good girl. All right, so I just kind of wish she wasn't over there with that other one. I'm gonna end up shooting the other beaver that's right beside her. Nope. See what I'm saying? I'm spotting the male because the female's ducked down. I just need her to move away from him just for a second. Is that? Yep, there we go. Right there. It's almost enough. Oh, she's getting good and out of the way. Perfect. All right there. Okay. Now the question is, did we mess it up? I will tell you, it's hard to tell. Usually if you have that kind of, instant drop, you feel good. I have botched a ton of beavers that dropped just like that. So I'm very nervous that we may have messed this shot up. Because I guess the Quest Reaper is just too much for the beavers. Because you shoot them with the Quest, and I mean, they drop like they were just shot with a cannon, man. Over and over again, I'm like, that was a good shot. And get over there, and I end up shooting it and, getting nothing but flesh, and it just died right there. I didn't even know the beavers were on this part. Take a look. It'd be nice if one of them was a rare. 2 days of doing this, and obviously this is hopefully the first diamond, but no rares, and that sucks because they have some good looking rares. But between that and then messing up these shots, this has not been too fun. Diamond Beaver is done. One more in the books. We only have one part left before we can say goodbye to Askiy Ridge. Was it just the single lung? Jeez, man, they're so small and like, I don't know, awkwardly distributed, I guess is how I would word that. Like, it where their vital organs are just sit so weird that I've messed up so many. But at least we can say we have this guy in the lodge. And guys, we now have to end the week with the worst one. So let's go ahead and set it to nighttime and try to find us a caribou. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and wrap this up with the worst hunt on all of Askiy Ridge. And he's right there, and it's the minimum estimate diamond. We are guaranteed that this guy, assuming we make a good shot, does make diamond. Okay, here's the rundown for the caribou on Askiy Ridge. Every other diamond I had to go for had other animals in the vicinity that you could hunt as well, like the pronghorn and the moose. Okay, these guys don't. Nothing's up here on these freaking lakes with these caribou. It's just the caribou. All right, number two, it's in the middle of the night. So you're gonna miss animals out of every herd. And even if you do find a max weight track, good luck keeping up with it in the middle of the night. And finally, point three, just like the caribou that came before it and the reindeer, all these guys troll. It's like a 1 in 10 rate that actually make diamond. And I'm shocked we actually found a guarantee. But because of all that, and because I'm in the middle of the snow, which I hate, this migraine-inducing whiteout condition that you're just staring at for hours, I am sick and tired of Askiy Ridge. We already did all the missions. We already did all the buildable outposts, all the little like hunting structures. They're all built. Everything's done except for this guy. So I can just sum it up like this. Let's get a good shot. And let's call it a day for hunting on these snow maps. I'm sick and tired of hunting on the snow maps. All right. And if he'd have just stood where it was at, I almost took the shot right off rip. I know I would have had to aim a little bit high, but at least he wasn't kind of quartered away like this. But this is a pretty good shot. Yep, that did it. All right, so let's go. Pick him up, assuming we didn't mess him up, which, I mean, he's already dropping, so I doubt that. We are done with Askiy Ridge. 3 diamonds, and I mean, this actually went pretty quick. I knew the woodland bison would, because I've gotten really good at hunting them. Like, basically just ignore the river and stay in those lakes, and you're good. The river takes a long time, but... And then for the beaver... You know, if you wait for their feed time, and you go to enough multiplayer servers, they're going to be bunched up together. I knew this guy was going to be annoying, but Jesus, I swear it's been about 8 trolls before this guy showed up. And he's right up here, so we don't have to bring out the dog. And let's take a look. What did you score? Minimum estimate was already diamond, so 460. Jesus Christ, what an absolute monster. 460 is, I don't know what max is for a woodland caribou, but 30 points over the diamond, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'll have to look that up. But Jesus, I knew he was big, but I guess it's because of just how symmetrical it is. Like, both sides have a ton of, girth to them. So that's probably it. But man, I was not expecting that. What a way to end the week. So, all right, guys, there it is. Another map has been conquered. Every mission, every buildable structure, every diamond is in the book. So until next time, guys, I've been Prince Pyramid, and everybody have a good one.